Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode number 191 in the Gospel of John. This is the Best of John, volume 9, and we're going to focus today on how do I interact with God. Specifically, what does John say about how should I interact from God? So, let's start. If you're far away, you're in good company. So, one of the beauties of the gospel, the good news, is that he came to get you and attach himself to you. So, Jesus lays down his life for enemies. And then he treats those enemies as friends. This is good news. He offers this relationship with us. So if you're on the outs as you start this video, be of good cheer. So is every single person who stands and worships in church this Sunday. So don't rage against the rescue. Try not to love your sin to your own ruin. And don't be surprised then about these relationship behaviors that are important for relationship building with him and also with his people. All right, so one of the things that John talks about, and this was the craziest thing about God, is the fact that he cares about his relationship with you. That's sort of the crazy thing, number one. The thing that was most crazy to me, even beyond that, is the way that he describes that he is going to go about having this relationship with you, which is he's going to leave. So I think it's the strangest thing in the Bible. It's for sure my favorite discovery in the Bible. It's from John 16. I'm going to start in verse 5. But now I'm going to go to him who sent me. This is Jesus talking. And none of you ask me, where am I going? But because I have said these things to you, sorrow has filled your heart. So he's at the Last Supper and he's saying, I'm going to leave. Verse 7, nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is to your advantage that I go away. So Jesus says, it's better if I go. Now, why is that? Well, your success in a relationship with him is on his mind. He wants the best for you. He says it's better for you. He wants prosperity, real prosperity for you. And how does he do that? So he wants to give himself in a unique way. So how does he do that? By going away and then giving an indwelling. So where do I access God? How do I interact for him? Listen to this. It's to your great advantage that he goes away. That's the kind of the big mind-blowing thought. Well, why? So how does this help us? Well, in two ways. So then we have Jesus at a distance interceding. It's like he's firing in the artillery from a distance and then helping us from a distance. And then we have the Holy Spirit, which he said he lives to intercede inside of us. So the Holy Spirit is helping us from the inside. Jesus is interceding with his artillery from a distance. So Jesus goes away so that the Holy Spirit can stay and stay and stay. So here's my question to you today. Let's talk about pain points. Do you need help with a situation that only God can help you? Or do you have a circumstance in your life that you do not prefer? Or perhaps there's this brewing conviction that you have that you've not yet acted upon. So God does not promise separation from, these troubles. But what he does promise is himself in two ways, interceding for you and indwelling you. So you might need some artillery at a distance and help locally. So God has thought this through for your profit. So trust him, call upon him, and start by belief. Try trusting in the Bible and the words there, and then push yourself towards biblical fitness and try to be biblically fit, aware, attentive, and searching, and then move to entrusting in your heart. Then the other part of that is we ask. So if I was perfectly abiding in Jesus, what would I be wishing? What would I be asking? And how can I move the lever actions of God? How can I get the machinery of God fired up for me to act on his behalf? How can I get the machinery of God fired up in a way that he wants of me? So the same question, turn this perspective, is who does God even allow to move the lever arms of machinery in this way? Well, it's humble, it's grateful people, it's little specks who know that they are so, and they're the ones that get to move the machinery of God. And that is by asking in his name, which means to acknowledge this relationship with him. That's true. It has to be a true relationship. We don't just kind of plop Jesus' name on top of things. And it is appropriate to ask in his name. He allows it, number one, and he encourages it. He says to do it. So asking one of the persons on behalf of the other persons of the Trinity gets the attention and often the actions going. So asking in Jesus' name is to leverage the love of the Trinity to action. Now, we start with humility, that's for sure. So how can a speck of dust get God to move? Well, number one, realize you're a speck of dust. Number two, but you're a loved, chosen, precious, and given for, sacrificed for speck of dust. So your value isn't that you're a speck of dust. Your value is granted and defined by what he gave in exchange for you. So you are a speck of dust, but he gives you this great covering of value. All right, final point. How do I interact with God? We've got the indwelling of the Spirit. We've got the artillery of Jesus interceding at a distance. And then we have the ongoing unity of individuals that stand together in singularity, that unity of the church. During the Last Supper, Jesus asks, Holy Father, keep them in your name, which you have given me, that they may be one, unified, even as we are one. So it was the last prayer that he asks for, and he says, this is what I'm dreaming for you as a body. I want a body of my believers that stand unified. You remember we talked a long time ago about the redwood trees. They're up to 380 feet tall, but they're only 13 feet deep below the earth. Well, how is that mechanically possible? Well, the only way that makes it possible is this interdigitation of the root system. So that's why there's this stand of tree like that stands, only because of their mutual support of one another. So this oneness and unity is so remarkable that it will help the belief of those who do not possess it. It's actually a witness to those outside the church to get them to a place where they do possess it. So how do I interact with God? We want the indwelling of the Spirit. We want the intercession of Jesus with his artillery at a distance. We want the ability to have specks of dust ask on our behalf for our pain points and for their circumstances that we don't prefer. And we do that by standing in unity with a group of like-minded believers in unity. Thanks for listening.